Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. Now that I've finally found my shulker boxes, I can get to work on the plan for today's episode, which is to gather just metric tons of sand. Which means I need to A, repair my tools, and B, find a desert, a real desert. Not the little beaches I've been using. But that's the least of my concern because the amount of mining this is going to take is going to be ridiculous, to say the least, and then the amount of smelting it's going to take is going to be even more. So I think it's safe to say that I'm going to be busy for quite a while trying to fill all these shulker boxes, but it will be done. And it will be done today. That being said, I need to repair my tools and find the desert, like I previously mentioned, so I'm going to do that. And then I will be back when there is sand to mine. Well, what have we here? I have found myself a desert. Also, sorry I had F1 mode on because it was easier to see the chunks that were still loading in. It's a pretty good sized desert too. Lots of sand. And a desert temple. I should mark that. Come back here later to loot it. It's never a bad idea to loot structures. I'm just now realizing I didn't bring a bed. But here's my little marker. And even a jungle and a ruined portal. But more importantly, there's sand. So I'm gonna get to digging. I've got a lot of shulker boxes to fill. And there's no fast way to do that. You just gotta do it. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 shulker boxes. That's, I'm trying to think, that's like, what, 25,000 sand-ish, give or take. So yeah, I'm in for a long night, to say the least, so I might as well get started. And I did not bring enough bottles of enchanting for this. I'll have to make some back and forth trips, but it is what it is. I'm gonna get to digging, see how this nice pretty desert looks now, and you'll see what it looks like when I am finished. It was certainly one heck of a grind, but I did it. I've got all, however many shulker boxes of sand completely full. It took a few hours, several trips back to the base, and all this land decimation, which honestly, I feel like I haven't done as much impact on the desert as I thought I would, but it still a pretty deep hole cut out of it. Honestly, the bed can stay here. It's a marker, a reminder of this event. But yeah, so I've got all the sand, and honestly, wasn't nearly as painful as getting the glowstone. Yeah, this is the area. It's still pretty sizable. Yeah. So I'm going to start heading home so that I can get a bunch of furnaces set out and start smelting up some kelp, some more kelp, all so that I can work on smelting this into glass, because it's gonna be a lot of work and a lot of time to get this all smelted up, and I will not have enough time to do it with the little 8 furnace array. I'm gonna have to get more furnaces up and running. I'm gonna have to get more fuel. It's gonna be a long-winded process, and it's still going to take a while even with that. Can't use smoker or blast furnace since it's sand. So yeah, it's just long, laborious process. So I'm gonna get it started, and I'll be back when I've got it all set up and ready to go. After 5 hours of smelting kelp and sand and burning through coal, I finally got every single piece turned into glass. It might have honestly been faster to use villagers, but we'll never know. It's all converted. And on a semi-related note, I've hit triple digits in XP levels, which I don't believe I ever did on my other season of Mediumcore, so that's cool. All that's really left to do is turn all of this glass into white glass, which means I need about 17 stacks of bones. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, all that bones. And that should be enough to turn all that glass into white stained glass. I don't have a crafting table. I'm gonna have to do this one box at a time. Great. So, fortunately, I was able to just pretty much AFK, do other things while I let... Oh yeah, my sugarcane farm's also full. I need to do something about that. But yeah, fortunately I was able to just kind of AFK while I set my stuff to go, because minimal interaction was necessary, especially since I had a bunch of stuff going at one time. As you can see, I had a stack of furnaces, 2 stacks of hoppers going, so lots of stuff was occurring. I'm just gonna make a crafting table and take it down there. That's gonna be a lot easier, so I don't have to keep moving back and forth. Because pretty much everything I did down there, except for the actual smelting of kelp, which still occurred in that smelter, and there's actually still a good amount left. That was the finishing product. There's nothing in the furnaces. And then I used up all of the spare coal that I got from digging the chasm, and some of the coal that wasn't spare because I was bored of waiting for the kelp. I also grew a spruce tree so I could make all the hoppers and stuff. And I don't think I'm gonna have room for like any glass in my inventory. Yeah, 3 stacks at a time. Fun. So I'm gonna get to work on converting all of this, and then all that's left to do is place it, which I do not have time to do in this episode, because that is probably what's going to take the longest. That will be an absolutely monumental task that I am definitely not prepared for right now. Especially since I started this episode much later in the week than I had intended, due to some busyness earlier in the week. So I had to get this episode done much later than I wanted to. But I did it, and boy did I get a lot done. And that's actually pretty much everything that I intended on doing in this episode. So I do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.